Thank you all for joining me for an all new episode of All Around. I'm your host, Cardell Dudley Jr. In this episode, I'll get into the players who caught my attention with their impactful play of the 2024 DMV Live Session I, which was held at the legendary DeMatha High School. But before we get started, if you're looking for the best soul food in the entire DMV, get over to Oohs and Ahs. Oohs now has 3 locations where you can enjoy a variety of great tasting soul food. You can visit the flagship location at 1005 U Street, Northwest Washington, D.C., 20001, or dine in at the Georgia Avenue location at 5933 Georgia Avenue Northwest, Washington, D.C., 211, and their newest location, 1033 Glebe Road, Alexandria, Virginia. Yes, they're in Alexandria, Virginia now, at 22305. Tell them I sent you and enjoy. I promise you, you will not regret it. With that being said, man, look, it was a lot of top tier play at this event, man. I always love the live period with the coaches right there. And listen, for the high school players, that's your time to show and prove. And if you don't perform, you can't complain about not getting offers. And it's not just from Division I coaches, Division II, Division III, NAIA, all levels of college. And what more can you ask for if you're a high school basketball player? It's my chance, if I'm in high school, to show that I belong and that I'm worthy of a scholarship and that you should believe in my talents and at least try to have me be a part of your respective program. And you can't ask for much more, especially coming out of the last few years where it's been absolutely hell for high school players to get offers due to, COVID and, combination of NIL deal, players being granted extra years because of COVID or not, transfer portal. It's been a tough go for high school players pretty much since 2019, 2020, around that time. So I think this is the year where we're starting to get out of that, kind of get back to the normal way of recruiting where high school players have their opportunity to just showcase their talents and get their fair share of offers as well. But needless here nor there, man. Let's get started with the standouts from the DMV Live, man. First up, a kid that will absolutely need no introduction. Nathan Mint, one of the top high school players in the country, man. Out of Highland School down in Virginia, man. He has a shot. And when I mean he has a shot at taking it all the way to the show where you play 82 games, man. Over the weekend, he averaged 28.3 points, 13.8 rebounds, 2.3 blocks on 54% shooting from the field, 36% shooting from 3, and 77% shooting from the line. By far, he was the best prospect, in the entire DMV Live due to his size, his athleticism, and his skill set. He can score from all 3 levels. He can handle the ball extremely well. He has range on his jumper. He can shoot it out the NBA range. I'm not going to say he's efficient, but you have to worry about him. And he can't get on the heater. He had a 40-20 game to open things up Friday night against DeMatha. And, pretty much set the scoring and rebounding mark for DMV Live in one game, man. So, that just tells you about his immense talent. But the thing I love about him is he's just not an offensive threat, as most high school players are. He also can get out there defensively. Obviously, with his size and athleticism, it's a given. He's going to be a rim protector, especially at the high school level. But I also saw him, guard guards out on the perimeter, way beyond the 3-point line. When he would hedge out, sometimes they would switch. He had no problem staying with guys and contesting, altering shots, getting blocks. You know what I mean? Just staying in front of them, getting the stop the old-fashioned way. And it just speaks volumes on this kid's versatility and his ever-growing talent level, man. It doesn't take a brain surgeon to understand why he has his choice of schools. He's super talented. Definitely, probably the most talented player in the entire Maryland, D.C., Virginia region. He's only going to get better. And another ingredient that I saw that I especially love that you don't see from most high school players is poise. Um, he's tough to rattle. He stays even killed. Whether he's struggling, whether he hasn't scored in a while, whether the team is on the run, you really can't tell the difference. And that's a sign of a player that understands not only how to play, but understands that the game is a marathon. In the sense it's a short marathon. There's going to be ups and downs, and it also shows a maturity within himself and his game, and and that it with the game being a game of runs, it's just a matter of making sure your team have more runs, and if you do that, you ultimately win the game, and which they did. I believe they finished Highland School, finished undefeated. So, man, definitely keep an eye on this kid. He's ranked top 40 in the country. I expect that to go up by the end of the summer. He's that talented, but no question, he's the best player in our area as of now. Next up, Mason Ellison, Loyola Blakefield, 6-foot guard, 2025 class. Supremely gifted, athletic guard. He averaged 24 points, 4 rebounds, on 47.4% from three-point range, which is incredible. The only thing with him, similar to obviously what a lot of high school players, is he got to get strong, and then it's really going to get ugly. 3-level score, especially from mid-range. His 1-2 dribble pull-up is lethal. Turnarounds over both shoulder, mid-range on the block, get to the free throw line. You can bring the ball up, handle the ball, well enough to get the job done. He has a lot of tools offensively where he's just a natural scorer and hard to guard. The thing with him is locking in more on defense. He has the athleticism, the length, and the size to get it done. But I think right now he tends to be out of position sometimes and relies on his athleticism to get the stop more so than his discipline and his defensive technique. And also studying an opponent within the flow of the game to understand how to take them apart and take them out of the game. Once he gets a better understanding of that on the defensive end, combined with what he does offensively, gets stronger in the natural progression, he could be one of the most complete guards to come out the high school ranks in this area in a long time. I'm very high on him. I feel like he's one of the best high school players in the area. And then, and it's not just because of where he is. It's also due to the potential of what he can be if he continues to work. And when I mean work, it doesn't mean just being in the gym working on your game, studying film, doing the little intangible stuff, really grasping what it takes to be a dominant, complete guard. And if he becomes committed and dedicated to that, the sky's the limit. Continue with Elijah Kelly. 6'7" guard, Highland Middle School of Albemarle, 2025 class. Averaged 13.5 points, 3.8 rebounds, 2.5 assists, and 1.3 steals on 44% shooting from the field and 91% shooting from the free throw line. A big wing. He has a college-sized body already. I believe he's best mid-range in, but he can hit some threes, facilitate. He can rebound well for his size. Also a strong, solid defender. He doesn't really get beat much when he puts his mind to it. Obviously in high school with his size, he can go 1 through 5 depending on who they're playing. At the college level, you can easily see him, especially as he gets stronger. He already has a decent frame and decent strength. You can easily see him defending 1 through 4 at the college level or not, because he is mobile and athletic in his own right. He just has the tools, man, to once again be an all-around impact player. I just want to see him become more consistent, game to game. He had he had a game where he didn't play up to par. And in this type of environment, live here where you're fighting for, I know he has his fair share of offers already, Division I offers, but when you're fighting probably for big offers and trying to show the coaches that you have offers from already, those schools that you're legit, that they shouldn't back up off you, you got to find a way to be consistent every game out. And that's when your not only your reputation, but the outlook on you moving forward grows and sustains. But outside of that, he has the talent, he has the tools to really be, an impact player at the next level and possibly beyond. It's just a matter if he wants it or not. We continue with Jesse Legree, 5'11" guard out of Loyola Blakefield, 2026 kid. 5'11", average 17 points, 3.7 assists, 2.3 rebounds, and 1.3 steals on 52% shooting from deep. He's a microwave type kid, microwave type player, man. He's small, but he's hard to stay in front of because of his quickness and speed. And when he gets to his spots, he's automatic. And he understands where his spots are. He's tough. He's relentless. And if he gets a feeling that you can't guard him or something, the points can come in bunches. And, you already got to deal with Mason, who's, the wing on the same team with him. Then you got to deal with him. And when he gets on the heater, it's tough to cool off. He's tough to cool off for sure, man. But I like that he can also do other things, facilitate, gets after, he competes defensively. And, he's efficient from deep, man. So you can double Mason and all those other guys, but when he kick it out, you got to deal with him. And if he gets a wide overlook, like I said, more times than not, he's going to make that shot. He's going into his junior year, but I know he's small. The eye test that BS, but I know he could play. So he's definitely somebody that, the 4-year school should definitely be looking at, especially at this moment. I think he's a Division II player, and as he improves, gets even better defensively, gets even better in running the team or whatnot, playing both. I won't be surprised if D1s start sniffing around because of his scoring ability and the efficiency in the way he scores and how he competes. It's just a matter of time if he keeps elevating his game. Next up is Junior Macho, 6'9", out of Mount Carmel, 2027 kid. Just finished his freshman year. Average 15.5 points, 7.5 rebounds, 1 block on 80% shooting from the field, 70% shooting from the free throw line. He's fairly raw offensively, but man, he's relentless. He's relentless, man. He's relentless on both ends. He plays hard, and he's good at offensive putbacks, good at finishing, athletic, will finish above the rim. Ideal out of pick and roll, pick and slip sets. He's a lob threat, and he has a soft touch, good hands. I wouldn't say he's a quality low post threat yet. He's still fairly young, but you can see that he's headed that way. And if he has a half decent post game with his motor and athleticism, toughness, it gets scary. Look, he's raw and he's averaging a near double-double just playing hard. Imagine if he can get the technical skills down as far as being a polished post player, getting a 15-foot jumper just to keep the defenses honest, on top of what he does inside already. He could be one of the most dominant bigs in the area. You know what I mean? And I like that he's efficient. Once he gets in that side, he finishes. And then if you send him to the free throw line, he can make shots. Rebounds the ball well, can run the floor. I've seen him many times. When he hedges out, it's tough for guards to turn the corner, and he's so active and has the lateral quickness and speed. He gets back to the big as well. So you don't really lose nothing on defense with him, man. So it's just a matter of him getting reps and keep staying in the gym, building up his skill set. Once he put everything together, it's no question he could be one of the top-ranked players in the area. Definitely one of the top-ranked bigs in the area, as he go into his junior and, senior seasons. Next up, also, Jacob Ross, 6'6", out of Highland School, senior as well, 2025 class, 11.8 points, 6 rebounds, 2 assists, on 63.3% from the field, 50% from deep. Super athletic, Swiss Army knife type of wing, man. We all know, look, Nate Ament, My apologies. He's the focal point of their team. But you also got to pay attention to Ross, man, because, you pick the teams kind of gear up so much to stop him at that he just has his way. Ross does. And he can kill you in a variety of ways. And when I mean he's athletic, I mean like he has NBA athleticism already with the size. He can shoot the ball. He can take it coast to coast. He can't pass, even though he can get better at that, but he can find an open guy. He can handle the ball. He can defend all positions, especially at the high school level. It's just what you need him to do. And once you make that clear, he's able to get the job done better than most. So with him, I think with him is just understanding that he can be dominant as well. You know what I mean? And once I think he gets to that point mentally where he's just like, I'm just going to dominate whoever, whenever, however, then his game will go to the next level. But he has all the physical tools, the skills, that plays hard. He has the intangibles, and that's what he really thrives in with the intangibles, the little things. He has all that there. It's just a matter of putting it together consistently, game in and game out. And once he does, pretty much good luck, because it's going to be bad. We move on. To Caden Samuels, 6'6" guard of Bishop McNamara, going to the junior year 2026 class. He was one of the top scorers in the DMV Live. He averaged 24.8 points, 4.8 rebounds, 1.8 steals, on 46.8% from the field, natural score. And we kind of breed those around here in the DMV, where it's just guys that know how to put the ball in the basket, man. He's one of those guys, 3-level scorer, crafty, handle, has great footwork, especially in the mid-range, reverse spins, pivots, reverse pivots, crossovers, double crossovers, run you back, post work, lob threat, fast break, slash into the basket, can be a pick and pop guy, pick and roll guy, pick and slip guy, gets to the free throw line. He can score every which way possible. And that's why he was able to average just under 25 points a game. But he also can rebound, 4.8 rebounds. And, he's active defensively, averaging 1.8 steals. And he's an efficient scorer. He shot 46% over the weekend. The thing with him is he can get tunnel vision, with scoring the ball. So with him, he has to, get to the point where he understands how to make the guys around him better and use his scoring to open things up for other guys. Because once he gets to that point, he'll just dominate every game, especially at the high school level, because there'll be nothing you can do. You think you're doing a good job on him. Say in the first quarter, you might not have any points, but he had 5 assists. So now you got to worry about everybody else. And then in the second quarter, he gets you 10 to 12 points. Third quarter, he go back to facilitate. Fourth quarter, he closed it out with another 10 to 12 points. So now he got 20 to 24 points, double-digit assists. He already averaging 5 rebounds. He's getting active defensively, getting you about 2 steals and all that. That's dominance. And if he's putting up those type of numbers, more than likely, Bishop McNamara is going to win those games. So he has the tools. He got it. He got the potential. He got the potential to. I know he's already one of the top players in the area, but he has the potential to really separate himself even from the top guys, man. So it's just a matter of him wanting it, and not falling in love with just, hey, man, I'm going to get mine, you know what I mean? And like many others have, get mine and ride that wave up to the next level and hopefully beyond, man. But, talented kid, man. Love what I'm seeing out of him, especially this summer. Next up, Akbar Waheed, Georgetown Prep, 6'6", senior 2025 class, average 18.5 points, 9.5 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 1.8 steals on 45% shooting from the field, 34% shooting from deep, and 72% shooting from the line. Again, I think his versatility is his strength. I think he has a good, great size for a guard. Being 6'6", strong, skilled, athletic. He understands how to play the game and how to kill you a multitude of ways. And 3-level scorer, very dangerous in transition. He can dunk on you, or he can be the one facilitating, finding open shooters, or finding his teammates for lobs and dunks and layups. To average as a guard nearly 10 rebounds just shows you that how much work he puts in on the floor, and how he thrives in the intangibles of doing the little things. That's elite for a guard. I don't care what level it is. You averaging just under 10 rebounds, you're getting it done. But then you can also, with his scoring, he can also facilitate and pass and get other guys shots and stuff like that. So, Swiss Army knife type of guard, do a variety of things, extremely versatile, well coached as well. He's really tough to deal with, man. You know what I mean? So even in this game, against Paul VI, he didn't really start off too strong scoring wise. He was loud, but he was just defending, rebounding, just making the right passes, just letting the game come to him. And once the game came to him, he took off and did what you would expect him to do, and proved, show once again why he's one of the top players in not just in the area but in his class. So I'm loving what I'm seeing out him. Watch him all throughout his junior season, and the progression from his junior season to now, just seeing him over the weekend, is he's more confident and more mature in how he chooses to attack teams. Junior year, he would put a head down, just attack. Now he kind of lets the game come to him, and that's a sign of a player maturing. And once you mature with his skill set and his athleticism, it's extremely tough to deal with, because most players just not on that level, let alone maturity wise, let alone talent wise and skill wise. So I expect him to have not just continue to have a big summer, but a big senior year. Getting close to the end. Jaquan Womack, 6'8", Paul VI, 2025 class, 19.3 points, 6.3 rebounds on 58% shooting from the field, 40% from deep. Super athletic, strong slasher, and is shifty off the bounce. Solid rebounder, and a versatile defender, man. He's a grown man out there at the wing, especially being 6'8". He's relentless. And what I mean by relentless, he looks to attack everybody the same way. I don't care if you're a small guard. I don't care if you're a wing around his size. I don't care if you're big. Whoever he sees in front of him, you can just tell my mind is on destroying you. And he does that. Plays extremely hard. Loves to get to certain spots and elevate, shoot over multiple defenders, and he can hit the shot. I just read off his efficiency, but he's at his best getting to the basket and finishing. Guys bounce off of him. Multiple guys bounce off of him when he's inside, and he scores easily. And he gets to the free throw line a lot. And he's extremely dangerous in transition. You have to find him on the break. I'm pretty sure, every coach in the WCSC, if Paul VI get out and run, find him. Because if you don't, somebody's getting put in the basket. It's as simple as that, man. So extremely talented kid. I'm sure the offers will pile up for him as well, especially considering the program, the conference he plays in. He had an extremely productive weekend, man. I expect it to continue throughout the summer. Last but not least, Brandon Woodard out of Bishop McNamara, 6'7", sophomore, average 9.5 points, 5.8 rebounds, 1.8 blocks on 71% shooting from the field, 100% from three. I know his numbers don't pop out, but if you see him play, you understand why he's on here. He's on the trajectory of being one of the top forwards and bigs in this area, man. Extremely athletic. Right now, his defense is ahead of his offense. He's a disruptor on defense, man. He's a disruptor. Even as a young big, he's comfortable guarding off our position, even though obviously he's tailor-made to deal with the bigs and bigger wings. Athletic, strong, confident, high motor, rebounds well, finishes well. Just have to improve his skill set, moving out away from the basket. being able to handle the ball more, pass, just dribble, pass, shoot. The main ingredient is to building up your perimeter game. Once he kind of adds that to what he naturally has inside, he'll be able to thrive even more. And, the 9.5 points would get up to closer between 15 and 20 points. And then with that, he'll understand the game more. And then he'll be able to dictate the game more. The rebound is going to come with more minutes. I know he's going to be averaging 10 rebounds or whatnot, as his career progresses at McNamara. And the blocks are going to come too. It's not far-fetched to see. He averaged 2 playing limited minutes. So imagine playing the whole game. That's 3 or 4 blocks a game, easy, because of how active he is, how long he is, bouncy, and his timing and instincts on the defensive end. So I love what I saw out of him. He's a great compliment to what they have on the perimeter, especially with Caden Samuels with his size or whatnot, the versatility. You can go big, you can go small with their lineups at Bishop McNamara. So he has a promising future, and he's definitely one to keep an eye on, man. And with that being said, honorable mention, just want to throw out a few names to also keep an eye on. Shane Pendergrass out of Mount Zion Prep. Marlon Williams out of Loyola Blakefield played well. Gabriel, I hope I don't butcher your last name, D'Alessandro out of the Miller School. Big, stocky kid, can shoot the ball, tough, rebound, make good decisions with the ball. Mount Carmel backcourt. They got a small backcourt, but those that backcourt is lethal. Summertine Hill and Rodney Scott. They didn't even shoot the ball halfway well, and it went over DeMatha. But did they control the game? And they were ferocious defensively. They took DeMatha out of any sets, their guards out of the game. I haven't seen guards dominate a game defensively like that in a long time, and ensure a win for their team. It was beautiful to watch, and not shoot the ball well themselves and get it done at that level defensively, where you just completely just dissected the other team, where they couldn't get into any sets cleanly and couldn't execute efficiently, even though they had more high-profile guys, bigger guys, athletic guys on DeMatha's team. It was just beautiful to watch, man. So definitely keep an eye on them. Summertine Hill and Rodney Scott out of Mount Carmel. Definitely keep an eye on those guys. Derek Bo Daniels, similar to Woodard. He's DeMatha's dirty work base, supremely athletic, lob threat, rebounder. Has the potential to become a decent shooter. You know what I mean? More polish on the block, just need reps and to continue to stay in the gym. He has the potential to be a force. And Carter McLean out of Georgetown Prep, I like what he brought. Extremely versatile, strong guard. Runs point for them right now. At least he did this weekend. He can facilitate well, defend multiple positions. Obviously finish. He's a capable shooter. He just didn't shoot the ball well this weekend. But you can see the form. He just got to be more confident in that. But you can see the physical gifts that he already has and all around impact that he has, and why he's impactful for Georgetown Prep. And keep an eye on Paul the Alon Elamine, 6'10" forward with guard skills. He can stretch the floor out the 3-point range, defend 1 through 5. He was literally pressing up on Carter McLean, who's 6'4", when they played Georgetown Prep, defending him 94 feet. Hit a 3 or 2. Obviously a run protector, can rebound, run the floor well. A little bit raw, but you can see the skill set and everything like him. He just has to figure out what he is, because he can do so many things. And when you're stuck between trying to identify who you are as a player, it can kind of make you ineffective in a lot of ways, because you don't know where your strengths lies. It's like you're playing. You could be playing well, but you're still out there experimenting, so to speak, instead of knowing exactly what I can get to and what is my bread and butter. And once he gets to a point of understanding who he truly is, and sometimes being what you need to be is not who you want to be. see what I'm saying? Like, for example, you know, when Kevin Durant came up, a lot of bigs wanted to be Kevin Durant, so they floated to the perimeter, but they weren't as skilled as Kevin Durant. They couldn't shoot the ball like Kevin Durant. They couldn't handle the ball like Kevin Durant. So if you're 6'10", 6'11", 7 feet, you need to get back down to the block where you can be most effective, because you just don't. You're not as gifted as Kevin. No matter how much you work, people forget he was a guard that grew, so it was natural for him to do those things. He wasn't a big trying to conform and become a guard. It's two totally different things. I'm not saying that's what El Amin is, but you know, you can tell he's still trying to figure some things out within himself. But once he does, he should be an impactful player. Definitely fairly soon at the high school level, and one that can elevate in college. Because he's just too talented, and with his size and skill and athleticism, he's too talented not to be able to get to college and do some damage eventually. So appreciate you guys for joining me and checking out who I felt stood out at the DMV Live. I will be back with another episode of All Around soon. Y'all be safe out there. Take care.